Hi, Wes C again, back with part 11 of my Crag hack Jackpot playthrough. Sitting at 10 wins, 2 losses, and 258 tournament ELO. Unfortunately, the bad news this game is that I've drawn a Cassandra opponent, which is pretty much the worst possible matchup. So I elect not to stack my creatures here because one of the spells that typically gets played in 2s or 3s is Broken Bridge, which would be bad. So the problem with playing against Cassandra is that although the game seems to have started pretty well, it's usually on the 3rd or 4th turn when they hit 3 in advancement. They can have an explosive turn with either gemstones or all kinds of So Wolf Captain is without a doubt the most overpowered creature in the game at the moment, and the fact that he's got 2 is pretty bad news. Once again here, the way that he's playing suggests pretty strongly that he has got Imperial Devotion either in hand or able to get it. Would have been really nice to have turned over a Mercenaries that turn to be able to kill off the Wolf Captain, but unfortunately it wasn't to be, so I'll just reposition and hope for the best. I mean that's the most brutal card in the game for a Crag hack player. 9 life and 5 extra resources on the 4th turn is pretty difficult. Oh, he's drawn the full set. All 4 Wolf Captains. That's pretty brutal. The problem with the Cassandra deck is that it relies pretty heavily on Wolf Captains to do the big hitting, and if you don't draw any, your deck is significantly weakened. Whereas the overall quality of creatures in a Crag hack deck is a little higher. So I'm managing to kill off half of his Wolf Captains. Unfortunately, he does still have the other half. Again, Mercenaries that turn would have been big. I could have kept the Serpent Fly alive, gotten 3 damage onto the Magic Flyer in the bottom row. So overall, this game has been pretty unlucky, as well as him drawing Cassandra's Imperial Devotion and all 4 Wolf Captains. I still could have had a good shot at it if I'd peeled a Mercenaries on either of those 2 turns in a row. Yeah, well that's pretty much the best card he could have played, and now Soothsayer for either Prison or Altar. Either way, doesn't look very good now. The Anil is actually one of the really difficult cards for Crag hack to deal with because it's just so dominant over the whole board. it means I've got to kill off his guys in one turn, not at all. The problem here is that I'm actually only at 8 life, so I can't even really afford to go all out to kill the Anil off, because I'll end up getting overrun by the Wolf Captain. And he even has mercenaries next turn, so yeah, things look pretty grim. And note that this turn, when I didn't have the creatures to use the mercenaries profitably, I turned it over. So I think I gave myself the best chance I have by taking out both of his creatures there. If I targeted the Anil with the sacrificial altar, it wouldn't really allow me to kill off either of the Wolf Captain or the Flyer in the second to top row, and I would just have been overrun by those guys. So this way, at least, if I draw something like a Death Seeker to take out the Wolf Captain next turn, and then maybe I could play the Oliphant in the bottom row. Still looks pretty grim, to be honest. Yeah, the problem is that Anil really dominates the board from this position. My opponent has played this game quite well, so no shame losing to a strong player playing pretty much the absolute best deck against Crag hack. And his draw was pretty insane too, with all 4 Wolf Captains. So nicely played here. He's got the prison on me, so there's no surviving this next turn, I don't think. And sure enough, the altar takes out my last blocker. Good game. See you next match.